Thank you so much, Ms. Court, and congratulations on your retirement. I know you've left some pretty big shoes to fill, but I am very excited to be joining the Dirksen community as your new principal, and I welcome you all to this amazing school. Some of you are returning families, some of you are brand new to Dirksen, and I am just beyond thrilled to be serving the students, staff, and families of this wonderful dynamite Dirksen community. So like Ms. Court said, you will get the opportunity to meet the teachers as well as some important staff members that your child might interact with throughout the day in kindergarten. And we'll start off with Mrs. Mandarino.
This is Rizmani. I'm so excited to be at Dirksen. This upcoming school year will be my 4th year at Dirksen, but it will be my 16th year in District 54. I've had the privilege of being a teacher as well as a coach and now the assistant principal. I happen to have a kindergartner starting school next year myself, so I'm right in many of your shoes with my oldest going to kindergarten, and I also have a 2-year-old at home. And I'm excited for what we know is going to be a really great school year. So thanks for joining us tonight.
And I will introduce myself in a second here, but I'm just going to introduce the office staff, and we have wonderful secretaries, Mrs. Baxter and Mrs. Alanis, and our school nurse is Miss Reed.
So as you just got to see Mrs. Rada talking, we are excited to introduce our kindergarten team to you. You can see them pictured and of course live tonight on Zoom. Featured from left to right, we have Mrs. Dargy, Mrs. Rada, Mrs. Eblin, and Miss Burness.
Hi, I'm Stacy Eblin. I see some familiar faces here. This year will conclude my 6th year teaching kindergarten at Dirksen. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Not sure why. I live in Bartlett with my husband. We are expecting our first baby here in June, so just in a couple weeks. I also went to District 54 schools as a child. You can see me here in kindergarten. Some things I like to do, hang out with my friends and family, do crafts, and I love watching the Blackhawks.
And hello again, I'm Mrs. Rada. And I wish I could see everybody on my screen, but I'm on my iPad right now, but I did see some familiar faces before we started sharing the screen. So I'm happy to see some former student siblings coming to kindergarten now. This will be my 17th year at Dirksen, and I've taught kindergarten through 2nd grade. I recently moved in the last 2 years to St. Charles, and I live with my husband, and my daughter Alexandria is 14, and my son Max. And we do have a little dog, Leia. I enjoy spending my time with my family. My daughter is a travel softball player, and my son is a travel baseball player. So I'm super busy, especially in the summer. So it's nice having those summers off to spend time with them. And I also love just cooking and baking.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mrs. Dargy, Leanna Dargy, and this is my 4th year teaching kindergarten. I've also taught 2nd grade and 1-2 multi-age in the district. I live in Schaumburg with my husband and our 2 kids, and they're in the district as well. So it's really nice that our schedules can line up. And like Mrs. Rada said, I do look forward to spending time with them in the summer and doing all of their activities. I love hanging out with my family and friends. I love listening to audiobooks in the summertime, especially while I'm going for walks and bike rides with my family. And we like to go camping, and I enjoy cooking and especially traveling when I get a chance.
Hi, I'm Miss Burness, Brittany Burness, and this will conclude my 3rd year teaching kindergarten at Dirksen. It is the best place, so we are so excited to welcome the newest Dolphins. I also teach special education preschool in the summer in Naperville, where I grew up, and I currently live in Chicago. I recently graduated last Saturday with my master's from Olivet, and I love spending time with my friends and family. And my favorite thing to do is to travel with them and see different cities around. So we are super excited to welcome everyone, and thank you for being here tonight.
Okay, so we here at Dirksen are strongly committed to our District 54 mission of ensuring student success and actively support our District 54 Board of Education goals in the work that we do day in and day out. So those goals are: we will ensure the success of the whole child by providing comprehensive approaches and programming grounded in the belief that each child deserves to be healthy, safe, engaged, supported, and challenged. We will also close the achievement gap for all students in reading and mathematics as measured by state and local assessments. And we will perform in the top 10% of all schools as measured by state and local assessments in reading and math growth and proficiency. So to help us achieve these goals, we have a very robust curriculum that kindergartners engage in every day. So for literacy, we utilize the Benchmark Advanced and Traits Writing Program that is aligned to our Illinois learning standards for both informational and literature instruction. And then for writing, students learn writing strategies through that traits curriculum, and they explore different genres such as expository, argumentative, and narrative writing. And then in math, we use Think Central or Go Math curriculum that focuses on balanced math model of shared and guided instruction, as well as independent practice and application. We'll talk a little bit more about that shortly. Many standards are covered in this math curriculum, including counting by ones, fives, tens, addition and subtraction, problem solving, recognizing, ordering, comparing numbers, shapes, measurement, graphing, and data analysis. So your child will learn many different math standards and skills during their kindergarten year. And then our science curriculum covers units in health, interdependent relationships, and ecosystems. They do an egg to chick unit, and then the needs of plants and animals as well. And social science is a fairly new curriculum that is inquiry-based and interactive and focuses on different topics, including learning and working together, geography, national and state symbols, as well as learning about the past. And another very important, strong focus is on social emotional learning. So students learn to develop self-awareness, self-management, and decision-making skills, as well as developing responsible behavior. So as you can see, they do learn a lot in kindergarten. It is a very important year, and it's just all skills that they will take with them as they progress throughout the years. So our district and Dirksen school follow a balanced framework for teaching literacy and math. So this means that students engage in whole group and small group differentiated instruction. So you might hear your child mention shared reading or guided math. And shared instruction focuses on whole group learning, where the teacher is modeling skills that your child will learn to apply during that guided and independent practice. And then guided reading and guided math is small group instruction that really acts like a bridge between the shared instruction and the independent practice. And it's differentiated to meet the needs of your child and target specific standards and skills. And then your child has additional opportunities to develop and practice literacy and math through acceleration. Acceleration is 30-minute blocks of time where students are in small groups learning at their instructional levels, again, through that balanced approach of shared, guided, and independent application.
So as Mrs. Rizmani just said, we can see a picture on the right here of shared reading. I think there might even be some siblings in these pictures that are watching along now. So the teacher sits up front in front of the class, reads a story or a text, and then models the skill for the day, for the week. And then here on the left, you can see students in a small guided reading group where students will then read a text at their level and practice that skill. So yes, you might hear the words guided reading, shared reading. And one thing we do want to mention about kindergarten is that students come in at so many different levels. So groups are constantly changing. You might see your teacher, or your student might see their teacher, a different kindergarten teacher, or even one of our support staff members.
So just as Mrs. Evelyn just said, guided math and shared math are pretty similar in the sense of the format. You can see a few pictures here, as Mrs. Rosmani said as well. We use Go Math and Think Central as our curriculum. We really try to make math as hands-on as possible. So we like to start off in whole group with numeracy development and just practicing those skills so that we're not losing skills and just keep gaining upon them. So you can see pictures here of students building with Play-Doh, making numbers, practicing in 10 frames, using pattern blocks and shapes. So we really like to just practice all these skills throughout the year and spend a lot of time working on that. And then those differentiated instructions during guided and acceleration times. And then for writing, as Mrs. Rosmani said, we start with the handwriting without tears. So that practices printing. We do our uppercase and lowercase letters. We work on some number formation as well. And then we slowly, you can see that in this top picture right here. And then as the year progresses, we start working towards writing sentences, beginning, middle, end. So a lot of those same skills that we are focusing on in reading, we try to incorporate to writing as well with the same topics.
And then once again, it's very familiar, as Mrs. Rosmani said, we do have guided discovery, which she didn't include, but guided discovery is a time for the kids to explore and to have fun and to socialize with their classmates, because of course in kindergarten, it's very important for them to be able to socialize and have that unstructured time. And so this is the time that we do puzzles, we play with blocks, we might color in coloring books or play with Play-Doh, just whatever they choose that makes them have fun and be able to be social with their classmates. And then science and social studies, as Mrs. Rosmani did say, in science, we do usually do chicks. This year we did not because of everything happening, but we are waiting the arrival of our butterflies. Some have come, some have not, but we will wait patiently. We also in science work on pushes and pulls and how force is used. And also living and non-living things, including what plants and animals need to survive, along with how they can change their environment to meet their needs. And we also discuss weather. We talk about patterns within weather, predict what the weather might be like. We learn about the effects of sunlight on the earth, and we make shelters to shade structures to block the sun to show how the warmth affects all of us around. And then we also talk about in social studies, as we said, Savvis Realize is our new program. Don't have a ton of experience with this, but we are still working. One thing we talk about is rules inside and outside of the school and why rules are important. We also talk about needs and wants, and along with goods and services and how they move from place to place. And then life today versus life in the past, and then also national holidays. And we really specify and look at the people that are associated with those holidays and why they are important.
Okay, and our lucky kindergartners are going to get to be introduced to iPads. Some of our families may have iPads already at home, but in District 54, we are fortunate enough to have one for every student, and they are a great learning tool. We definitely use them for learning and not play, so that may be something a little different. We will train the kids on how to use them properly the first week or two of school. And then we do use them off and on periodically throughout the day. We won't be using them as much next year as we have been this year, but next year we will be incorporating more paper and pencil activities in with those. But we do three main things with our iPads. Seesaw is our digital learning platform that we've been using for a couple of years, and we do lessons, and then the kids can do some activity responses on there through Seesaw. And then the district has Dreambox, which is a math application, and it's individualized based on the student's performance. So we try to let the kids practice that about 20 minutes a day is the district's goal for that. And then we have Epic, which is reading leveled texts for each student, and they can do that during kind of their free time as a supplemental text. And then we also have a few other math apps and things, depending on what we're learning at the time. They might do something like pattern shapes or sight words or something like that.